Hot on the heels of a disastrous second weekend for Fantastic Four First Steps from Marvel Studios and the Walt Disney Company, coming in even lower than early estimates projected, we're pleased to announce a new sponsor here on Valiant Renegade. Shitting the Bed, a Kevin Feige story. We're very excited to announce that pre-sales for this book have been absolutely outstanding. What? What do you mean the book sales fell off 67% in the second weekend? Renegade Online. Well, folks, welcome back. Another great day here at Valiant Renegade. It's good to see all of you out there once again. And if you are like one of the many watching this video, not yet subscribed to this channel, please take a moment and turn that little red subscribe button to gray. Hit that like button, hit that notification bell, share this sucker out on the social medias, and of course, please do leave a comment before you head out the door today. Make sure to join us every Sunday and Wednesday afternoon right here at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show. And a special reminder this week, Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, right here for the Walt Disney Company Earnings Call Live. Fantastic Four absolutely collapsed in the second weekend, but to remind everybody once again, and of course all of our new audience members out there, how this started out following a softer than anticipated opening weekend at $117 million in the box office on July 28th, Monday, right after the first weekend went down. Anthony D'Alessandro had this to say about the projections for the second weekend. Again, fewer families showed up for Fantastic Four when compared to Superman from Warner Brothers, but this is far and away a record opening for the Fantastic Four franchise. Of course, that would be unadjusted for inflation of any kind. At this point in time, sources, as per Monday, about a week ago now, are expecting a second weekend decline at 60%. So around $47 million. Of course, just like we expected, and we told you last week, that didn't happen. And through several rounds of adjustments during the week at deadline, it went from that 47 to 48 million to 45 to 47 million. And then by Sunday morning, well, we got this Fantastic Four First Steps $40 million second frame. Yeah, about that. Just like I told you on the live show Sunday before we got the actual results of the weekend as opposed to the estimates, I said almost undoubtedly that the real numbers are going to come in comfortably beneath $40 million simply because of the trend lines during the entire week, going from a whopping 60% down on Monday morning, which was already bad enough, to about 62 to 63% down by Wednesday and Thursday at deadline. And then by the weekend, we were at 66%. Well, guess what? I said, it's going to go down a little bit more. Sure enough, guess what happened? There it is. The actuals for the weekend domestically for Fantastic Four, $38.7 million. Remember, the early estimates were down 60%. Putting it between 47 and 48 million, it actually came in closer to 38 million. That's almost $10 million less than what they projected coming into the weekend. Roughly 20%. That is a whopping misfire in terms of determining what was going to actually happen. But I hate to say it, we were a bit more pessimistic on Monday than was deadline, and we called it out, and sure enough, it actually turned out to be the case. The reason is not because we have a crystal ball for this kind of stuff. It's simply because we can read the tea leaves of past Marvel movie performances and see what usually happens. Where do the averages shake out? Especially when you consider competitive forces in the marketplace, like the theaters themselves, and the relative better performance of something like Superman. And again, Superman isn't doing anything that is spectacular in the theaters right now. It's not going to bust any box office records, but it's still going to probably finish up about $100 million more than Fantastic Four. Let's go back and update the numbers so I can explain why. After 10 days, Fantastic Four is still clocking in domestically under $200 million. And remember, this movie started with $2 million more than Superman. I mean, that was just Thursday previews, and it all has gone downhill from there. Coming into the second weekend, they had gone from a $2 million lead in Thursday previews over Superman to $20 million behind Superman through Thursday just last week. Again, to go back and illustrate how this started, day one, Fantastic Four First Steps, and day one, Superman was right about the same thing, although Fantastic Four, again, had a $2 million advantage in the bank on Thursday previews and then almost instantly fell behind. But look now, Fantastic Four at $197 million after 10 days. Superman after 10 days, $236 million domestic. Fantastic Four has gone from beating Superman in Thursday previews by $2 million to now, after 10 days, being behind Superman by almost a full $40 million domestically. If you just look at the weekend breakdown here, it's really terrible. Superman, again, had a $2 million disadvantage before the opening Friday and still finished its opening weekend roughly $7 to $8 million ahead. And the second weekend is an absolute disaster for Fantastic Four, coming in $20 million behind Superman domestically. Disney, Marvel, and arguably Disney at large, with incredibly rare exception in this day and age, just has a bad reputation with audiences of delivering at best mediocrity. And I know a lot of people out there still want to talk about how great Thunderbolts was and now how great Fantastic Four was. The thing is, the normies just don't care. They've been treated to so much pig slop in the last few years. It's just over for them. And Disney right now is incredibly concerned about what's going to happen with Doomsday and Secret Wars in the next couple of years. Remember, Avengers Endgame and Infinity War combined cost about $1.3 billion to produce. That doesn't even include the marketing expense for those two films. That's according to Disney's own filings for financial tax credits in the UK. Can you imagine what Doomsday and Secret Wars are going to cost? We're probably looking combined at a $2 billion investment at least with marketing. These movies are going to have to make a fortune at the box office. And Fantastic Four First Steps probably has the Walt Disney Company shitting their pants right now.
But wait! There's more!
Fantastic Four First Steps $170 million promo push boosted by Little Caesars, Zillow, Pop-Tarts, and more. Pick Eye's $200 million box office cume in second frame. Well, of course, we know the $200 million didn't happen. It came underneath it. A big embarrassment for Disney and for Marvel. But let's talk about the big piece of this headline, this $170 million promo push, because it seems to me, especially having looked at X a lot today, that there are a lot of people out there that are absolutely clueless as to what this means. From the article, at $170 million in media value, the promotional partner campaign, I want you to remember the words promotional partner campaign for Disney Marvel Studios. The Fantastic Four First Steps is the biggest in some time, ahead of the pushes for the MCU's Deadpool and Wolverine and Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. And even rival studio summer campaigns such as Jurassic World Rebirth, which they estimated got about a $150 million co-branded promotional partner or marketing partnership campaign push. Spider-Man Far From Home, and we've discussed this one for years, a number of times. The 2019 pick from Sony remains the record holder when it comes to overall worth of an MCU promo partner campaign at a whopping $288 million. Among post-COVID MCU brand campaigns, Fantastic Four overall value ranks behind Spider-Man No Way Home's $202 million partnership campaign and counts such brands as Little Caesars, Zillow, Pop-Tarts, General Mills, Citizen Watches, and more. Fantastic Four partners strategically leveraged their IPs across cultural touchpoints, from high-impact traditional ads to irreverent social media executions to buzzworthy experimental tactics to unique AR content, custom publishing, and consumer giveaways. Fast food partners are another enormous contributor to a movie's brand campaigns. And for Fantastic Four, that's Little Caesars. The pizza retailer was one of 5 brand partners for the film that developed custom in-world commercials. Now, let me explain something, because there is some misconception out there, at least by some on social media, and that is this, and I thought this was a great opportunity for a teachable moment. The $170 million co-branded marketing partnership is not a cash flow into Disney. The $170 million aren't licensing fees that all of these other companies like Zillow and Little Caesars are turning around and writing checks to the Walt Disney Company to use the Fantastic Four. The whole idea of marketing partnership and promotional partnerships for movies like Fantastic Four and Jurassic World and Superman and Super Mario Brothers, and we can go on and on and on, is so that both the film itself get additional exposure that is leveraged through third parties like Little Caesars and Zillow or Ford or Chevy or whomever. And those promotional partners like Ford, Chevy, Zillow, and Little Caesars can actually enhance their advertising by adding in powerful IPs into it. It's basically what amounts to an equitable trade between two businesses. In this case, the Walt Disney Company and Fantastic Four, instead of just resting on their own $125 to $150 million of marketing campaign internally from Disney Distribution for things like Google ads, YouTube ads, X ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, ads on television, so on and so forth, they also get to double it up by having a bunch of other companies that were already committed to running advertising, multi-million-dollar advertising campaigns of their own, and have them basically rent almost, if not for free, the Fantastic Four IPs in this case to put into the Little Caesars ad and whatnot to raise awareness of the movie. And then also have the movie have a tie-in to Little Caesars where they can make some Fantastic Four products to go with it. Everybody wins in the equitable partnership. And this is why it's called a partnership and why Deadline Magazine doesn't call it licensing revenues, because it certainly isn't. So no, the $170 million in promotional partnership campaigns from third parties is not cash flows or revenues into Disney. It doesn't cancel out their own expenditure for marketing. And now that we've explained that, we can comfortably say it didn't work. It really didn't work. As we said in the last video, Fantastic Four is on pace to become the 7th biggest movie of the summer, starting on Memorial Day weekend with Lilo and Stitch and running through ostensibly Labor Day. It's just not working at all. Buy Kevin Feige's book. Make sure you're subscribed to Valiant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.